A raccoon with special needs, a friendship with a dog that makes her part of something extraordinary. Just when everyone was ready to call her unlucky, she finds a family and gets a completely different life. This is Paw Prints, and this is Crystal and Toomba's story. Bo and Kristen ran a small wildlife rescue. One day, a pool cleaning company found a tiny creature at the edge of a pool and brought her to them. The animal in their care was a newborn raccoon. Cold and trembling, her chances were slim, but they tried. Warm blankets, heating pads, bottle feeding every hour, checking on her constantly. They named her Crystal. Crystal held on, and she began to grow. But just as things were looking up, something else appeared. At around 3 months old, she caught a virus. She pulled through, but this time it became clear she could no longer use her 4 legs properly. Tests revealed a rare autoimmune condition that was weakening her mobility. Once it was clear she couldn't survive on her own in the wild, the option of releasing her back into nature was off the table. She was going to stay with this family forever. Just when it seemed like everything was going against her, staying with this family turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to her. The family cared for her like their own baby. And when we say baby, we mean it. Beyond just her basic needs, they gave her everything that could be good for her soul, too. She had a mom and a dad. And then she got a brother. Toomba, the family's big, gentle dog, beautiful eyes, and an equally beautiful heart. The kind of soul who welcomed every animal that came through the rescue with warmth, patience, and compassion. At first, he was just curious about Crystal. Crystal, on her end, was cautious. Toomba wanted to get close. He'd appear quietly by her side and wait, waiting for her to come to him on her own terms. Toomba's patience paid off. Crystal grew calmer around him, more at ease. Out of all the animals around her, she was closest to him, and that said everything. They started spending every part of the day together. Breakfast in the mornings, naps on the couch at midday, sometimes nose to nose, sometimes back to back, afternoon walks side by side. There were playful moments too, of course, a little mischief here and there. But even in those moments, they had their own understanding. Nobody got hurt, nobody crossed the line. If anything, they were probably rougher with members of their own species than they ever were with each other. She also learned to communicate in her own way. A flick of her fluffy tail, a gentle head nudge, small signals that told her family exactly what she needed: food, affection, or love. 2 completely different creatures, one language between them. Since Crystal couldn't get around on her own, her family found ways to make it possible. One of them was carrying her in a baby wrap. Then they got her a stroller. And just like that, the world became a much more colorful place for Crystal. She absolutely loved those outings. Everything she saw and heard had her completely absorbed, like she became a different version of herself out there. Toomba was one of the ones who walked beside her on those outings, protective and calm. Just like always, just like the rest of her family. And that told Crystal something. This family will always be by my side, everywhere, no matter what. Crystal's inspiring story even made it into the local newspaper. A book was written about her too. Crystal and Toomba show us that life holds endless possibilities. If Crystal had made it back to the forest, she might never have known a friendship like this, or a family like this. Maybe what we call bad luck is actually opening the door to a different kind of luck. And with every story we share on this channel, we get to remember that those possibilities exist.